You and your clone. What I'm about to share here may seem shocking, but I believe it is all true and you are meant to know it. First, I must state that I have a graphic design background and I don't make this statement lightly. Photoshop, as a software program, as many graphic designers are aware of, is an incredible tool used primarily to alter photographs. Yet, the above photo is unaltered. But because of Photoshop and other graphic design programs, many people today are fooled to believe computer graphics can do anything and don't know what they are looking at. These type of computer software programs have been brought into our reality to befuddle and confuse our visual senses, making it difficult for us to distinguish what is a real photo from what is a fantasy one. Evidence which indicates this is a real photo. Incredible details. The man looks like a real person. If seen out of context, anyone would guess it's a real photo of a man underwater. Note the shadows and lighting on his face, consistent with complex lighting. The glass streaks also indicate realism and would not be illustrated as it clutters the image. The middle image shows incredible details in the serial numbers, which can be zoomed in and deciphered. Additionally, there is another language, similar to hieroglyphics. The fact that there is a green light bathing the man makes the image seem artificial, but that is the illusion of the lighting. Since this photo appears to be real, what I deem to be of the utmost importance is the message it is conveying. In my view, this photo is showing a true man held captive in a liquid-filled container and attached to tubes, with his clone counterpart adjacent to him in a similar container. I believe the image being discussed here is depicting how, in fact, source souls are being held prisoner. It is no coincidence that many movies and sci-fi books describe a futuristic world where people are held as mind-body prisoners within pods. Clones and twins, doppelgangers, are usually addressed in different movies. I determined that the man in the image is the real one and the female is his clone by making several observations. First, his feet have regular arches, normal to a human. The female is flat-footed to such an extent that she would not be able to walk without some special orthopedic shoes. Clones don't ever need to walk. They only exist as organic robots for the real attached sentient being to believe she is connected to it. All the devices and hookups connect the two bodies, and the hats transfer signals from his brain onto hers. Second, the man's hands are curled or in fists. Hers are not and are outstretched. His hands indicate that he is paralyzed in a paraplegic condition. The clone is not truly alive, therefore does not respond in a sentient way to her captivity. Third, the devices on the chests are different. The female has a large black pouch on top of her chest and the male does not, though he seems to have a small mechanism which resembles a heart monitor. The reason for this is that the clone has an artificial heart, programmed to beat at the man's natural heart rate. Because the female clone has a regular heartbeat, the man adheres to her body as his. Fourth, the man has several devices on his legs. The female does not. He also seems to have extra devices on his arms and hands. This is because he is being held in an unnatural condition and therefore needs to have his body stimulated so it does not develop atrophy. These devices most likely send electrical impulses throughout the muscles, fooling the body into believing it's healthy and active. Other observations. The neck on the female looks mannequin-like, whereas the man's looks normal. Additionally, the man has some type of vest above his rib cage with 4 grooves, which could be part of a breathing apparatus. The bubbles come from behind his head, not from the nose or mouth, indicating an unnatural way of breathing. The man's mouth looks sealed off, as his nose most likely is as well. Lastly, the man has a large pouch and a circular device around his genital and pelvic area. the female has a simpler attachment. It is likely the clone needs to excrete, but the complexity of the real man is greater, and therefore he needs containers to capture his feces, urine, and seminal excretions. If these two people represented two distinct individuals captured within pods, then why these differences in their body positioning and device hookups? Why does the man not have a large heart pouch? My conclusion is simple. One, he is real. The other is his clone. The setup of the containers also indicates the manner by which the man and the clone are connected. The middle machine with the red light seems to act as the mother hookup, connecting the two. There are many devices, cords, cylinders in between the two containers. There are several computers, but most are closer to the male, indicating the necessity to monitor more aspects of his human functioning. Both the man and the clone have large knapsacks affixed to their spinal column and neck. These connections seem to be hooked to the top of the container. What I find interesting is that this photo is presented to us as if it's some great creative accomplishment. Yet I have found other images which depict virtually the same setup, designed by different people for different purposes. This is an incredible copycatting or a coincidence or a depiction of the truth. Superman similarities. Superman's cape could be represented by the voluminous and flowing nature of the tentacle-like hookups behind the head and spinal cord of the Source Soul. The genital pouch wrapped around the Source Soul's genital area resembles Superman's exterior shorts. The legs of Superman have high boots ending just below the knees. The Source Soul has wire-type devices in the same location, hinting at invisible boots. Superman's hands are usually in fist form when he is posing. He has a muscular abdomen and is clean-shaven or hairless, just like the Source Soul. Superman does not have a headpiece or mask, but other superheroes do. Superman's signature head curl could represent a cord connection. Lastly, Superman has a big S on his chest, alluding to the snake, which holds the Source Soul captive within his own body.